Can you imagine a world without the raw, rebellious roar of heavy metal? One man didn't just imagine it, he created it. Ozzy Osbourne, the Prince of Darkness, wasn't just a rock star, he was a force of nature who redefined music and shocked the world. Born in the gritty, war-torn streets of Birmingham, England, he rose from a troubled kid with big dreams to the frontman of Black Sabbath, crafting a sound that still echoes in every metal riff today. But Ozzy's life was more than sold-out shows and screaming fans. Think biting the head off a live bat, getting banned from cities, and facing accusations that painted him as music's ultimate villain. Behind the chaos, there were secrets, rumored band feuds, hidden health struggles, and personal battles that nearly broke him. Yet, he kept fighting, even when a devastating diagnosis and a near-fatal accident tried to silence him. Just weeks before his final curtain call, he took the stage one last time, leaving 42,000 fans in awe and millions more watching online. What drove Ozzy to keep going? What truths did he keep from the spotlight? Buckle up, because we're about to dive deep into the wild, untold story of Ozzy Osbourne. A journey of triumphs, scandals, and a farewell that shook the world. You won't believe what's coming next. The birth of a legend. Imagine a city where the air smells of coal and steel, where bombed-out buildings still loom over narrow streets. This was Birmingham, England, in 1948, when John Michael Osbourne, soon to be Ozzy, was born into a working-class family scraping by in the post-war grind. Packed into a tiny house with 5 siblings, life was tough. His dad Jack worked grueling night shifts at a steel plant, while his mom Lillian toiled in a factory to keep food on the table. Young Ozzy wasn't exactly a model student. Undiagnosed dyslexia and ADHD made school feel like a prison, and he'd later admit to feeling like an outsider. Always restless, always searching for something more. "I was a dreamer in a world that didn't let you dream," he told Rolling Stone in 2010. Music became his escape. At 14, the Beatles' She Loves You blasted through a cheap radio and changed everything. "That was it," he said. "I knew I had to make music." By 1968, at just 20, he was jamming in dingy pubs with guitarist Tony Iommi, bassist Geezer Butler, and drummer Bill Ward. Calling themselves Black Sabbath, they crafted a sound that was dark, heavy, and unlike anything the world had heard. Their 1970 debut album, Black Sabbath, was a gut punch, followed by Paranoid and Master of Reality, which didn't just hit the charts, they birthed heavy metal itself. Songs like War Pigs and Iron Man mixed blues with a raw, haunting edge that spoke to a generation, but it wasn't all harmony behind the scenes. Whispers of tension swirled even then, with some saying Ozzy's unpredictable energy clashed with Iommi's disciplined vision. Fans still speculate about heated arguments in smoky rehearsal rooms, with rumors of fistfights and near breakups. "We were kids figuring it out," Geezer Butler said in a 2013 documentary, hinting at deeper riffs. Whatever went down, Ozzy's raw, unpolished voice and magnetic stage presence turned Black Sabbath into a phenomenon. He wasn't just a singer, he was the spark that lit a revolution, and that spark was about to ignite something even wilder. Shocking antics that defined him, Ozzy Osbourne didn't just make music, he made headlines that sent shockwaves through the world. By the early 80s, his name was synonymous with chaos. Take 1981. During a solo show in Des Moines, a fan tossed a live bat onto the stage. Ozzy, caught up in the moment and thinking it was a prop, bit its head off. Yes, really. The crowd went wild, but he landed in the hospital for rabies shots. "Tasted like chicken," he later joked. But the story exploded, painting him as rock's ultimate madman. Then there was the Alamo incident in 1982. After a night of heavy drinking, Ozzy, in a dress no less, was caught relieving himself on the historic site in San Antonio. The city banned him for a decade, and the backlash was fierce. Christian groups already had him in their crosshairs, accusing Black Sabbath's occult-themed lyrics of promoting dark forces. Songs like Black Sabbath fueled claims he was pushing kids toward the occult. Ozzy brushed it off, calling it a load of blocks in his memoir, but the label stuck. Then came the lawsuits. Parents claimed his music drove teens to dark acts, though courts threw out the cases. Rumors swirled that these stunts were planned for publicity, with some saying his team leaned into the controversy to boost his image. Whatever the truth, these moments didn't just define Ozzy, they made him a legend bigger than the music. But there was a darker side waiting to surface. The dark side of fame. Fame gave Ozzy Osbourne the world, but it came with a price that nearly destroyed him. By the late 1970s, his wild lifestyle was no longer just rock star antics, it was a full-blown spiral. Heavy drinking and drug use took over, turning the Black Sabbath frontman into a shadow of himself. Rehearsals were missed, gigs were botched, and tensions with bandmates boiled over. In 1979, Tony Iommi and the rest of Black Sabbath had enough and kicked him out. "It broke my heart," Ozzy later admitted in a 2005 interview, but he also said the band felt they had no choice. The split wasn't just professional, it was personal, with rumors of bitter fights and lingering grudges. Fans speculated that Iommi's need for control clashed with Ozzy's chaos, though neither confirmed the full story. Alone and spiraling, Ozzy hit rock bottom, holed up in a hotel room, battling addiction. His first marriage to Thelma Riley was crumbling, leaving his kids Jessica and Louis caught in the mess. Enter Sharon Arden, his manager and future wife, who saw something worth saving. She pulled him out of the darkness, but it wasn't easy. Even as his solo career soared, relapses haunted him. In 2013, he admitted to falling off the wagon, saying on X he'd been a right prat to Sharon and their kids, Jack, Kelly, and Amy. Whispers circulated that he hid the worst of his struggles, with some claiming secret rehab stints and family rifts stayed out of the headlines. Sharon stuck by him, but the toll was clear. Fame gave him glory, but it also brought demons that never fully left. And those demons were about to get even heavier. Solo stardom and Ozzfest. Getting kicked out of Black Sabbath in 1979 could have ended Ozzy Osbourne, but instead it sparked a comeback that shook the music world. Holed up in a hotel room, drowning in booze and self-doubt, he was saved by Sharon Arden, his manager and soon-to-be wife. She saw a star where others saw a wreck. Teaming up with guitarist Randy Rhoads, a virtuoso with a knack for blistering riffs, Ozzy poured his pain into Blizzard of Oz in tracks like Crazy Train and Mr. Crowley didn't just hit the charts, they redefined hard rock, blending raw energy with sharp melodies. The album went multi-platinum, proving Ozzy didn't need Sabbath to shine. His follow-up, Diary of a Madman, cemented his solo legend status, though tragedy struck when Rhoads died in a 1982 plane crash. "Losing Randy was like losing my soul," Ozzy said in a 1995 interview. Yet he pushed on, releasing hits like No More Tears with guitarists like Zakk Wylde keeping his sound fierce. Then came 1996, when a snub from a major festival lit a fire. Ozzy and Sharon launched Ozzfest, a traveling metal extravaganza that gave bands like Slipknot, Tool, and System of a Down their big break. It wasn't just a concert, it was a movement, drawing thousands and shaping modern metal. But whispers floated around. Some said Ozzy leaned hard on Sharon's business savvy, while others speculated about tensions with Ozzfest bands over money or spotlight. In 2002, the Osbournes on MTV showed Ozzy as a lovable, mumbling dad, but fans wondered if it hid darker truths about his health or family strain. Whatever was brewing behind the scenes, Ozzy's solo run and Ozzfest made him a kingmaker, not just a survivor, and he was far from done fighting. Health battles and resilience. Ozzy Osbourne's life was a battleground, and his health became one of his toughest fights. In 2003, a quad bike crash at his Buckinghamshire estate nearly ended it all. He smashed his collarbone, 6 ribs and a neck vertebra, stopping breathing for a minute and a half. "I was gone, no pulse," Sharon later told The Guardian. Doctors warned he was a hair's breadth from paralysis. Ozzy clawed his way back, but the pain lingered. Then, in 2019, a fall at home wrecked his spine, forcing surgeries and leaving him in constant agony. By 2020, he revealed a Parkinson's diagnosis, bringing tremors and canceled tours. "It's not a death sentence, but it's bloody tough," he told Rolling Stone in 2023. Fans speculated he downplayed his struggles, with rumors of secret hospital stays and worse symptoms kept quiet. Despite it all, Ozzy kept performing, even when he could barely walk. His 2022 album, Patient No. 9, earned a Grammy, proving his fire never faded. Some whispered Sharon shielded him from the public to protect his image, but Ozzy's grit was undeniable. He faced every blow and kept swinging. What came next would test that strength even more. The final show. On July 5, 2025, Birmingham's Villa Park Stadium pulsed with 42,000 fans, their cheers echoing through the night for what would be Ozzy Osbourne's final bow. The Back to the Beginning concert wasn't just a show, it was a historic farewell. At 76, battered by Parkinson's and years of physical wear, Ozzy took the stage on a throne adorned with bat wings, a nod to his wild past. Reunited with Black Sabbath bandmates Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler and Bill Ward, he belted out classics like Paranoid and Iron Man with a voice that defied his frail frame. The lineup was a metal dream. Metallica, Guns N' Roses, Slayer and Judas Priest joined in, with Jason Momoa hosting the night. A live stream beamed the event to millions worldwide, capturing Ozzy's raw emotion as he told the crowd, "You've no idea how I feel up here." Fans roared, some in tears, sensing this was goodbye. Rumors swirled that Ozzy knew his time was short, with whispers of worsening health kept under wraps. Posts on X speculated he pushed through pain to give Birmingham one last gift. "He looked tired but alive," one fan wrote. The show wasn't just a concert, it was Ozzy pouring his soul into every note, proving he'd go out on his terms. But the story didn't end there, and what happened next would leave everyone stunned. A private farewell. Just 17 days after his electrifying final performance, Ozzy Osbourne's life came to a quiet close on July 2025, at his Buckinghamshire estate. Surrounded by Sharon, his kids Jack, Kelly, Amy and Lewis from his first marriage, he passed from a heart attack, with Parkinson's and heart disease as silent culprits. On July 30, 1110, close friends and family gathered for an intimate farewell at his 250-acre home, a place Ozzy loved for its peace. The ceremony, held by a serene lake, was raw and heartfelt. Black Sabbath's Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler and Bill Ward stood alongside Metallica's James Hetfield, Slipknot's Corey Taylor, Marilyn Manson, Elton John, Zakk Wylde and Youngblood. A floral tribute spelled out Ozzy fucking Osbourne, a bold nod to his unapologetic spirit. White tents and a small stage hosted toasts and stories, blending laughter with tears. Photos of Ozzy's wild life adorned the estate, and guests left with keepsake images. Tight security kept it private, with guests shuttled in from nearby hotels. Meanwhile, fans gathered at Birmingham's Black Sabbath Bridge, leaving tributes while London's Coldstream Guards played Paranoid at Buckingham Palace. Whispers on X hinted at private family tensions, with some saying not all was as peaceful as it seemed. Still, the day honored Ozzy's wish, a goodbye grounded in love and music. But his story wasn't over yet, a legacy that echoes forever. Ozzy Osbourne wasn't just a rock star, he was a revolution in leather and chains. From the gritty streets of Birmingham to the global stage, he forged heavy metal with Black Sabbath, shocked the world with bat-biting madness, and rose from addiction's grip to solo stardom. Ozzfest gave new bands wings, while his raw, unfiltered spirit inspired millions. Despite crushing health battles, Parkinson's, a near-fatal crash and relentless pain, he never backed down. His final show in 2025, surrounded by legends and roaring fans, was a testament to his unbreakable will. The private farewell at his Buckinghamshire estate, with its bold floral tribute and heartfelt toasts, captured the love and chaos that defined him. Fans still gather at Black Sabbath Bridge, and Paranoid echoes from Buckingham Palace to dive bars worldwide. But whispers linger, rumors of untold struggles and secrets he took to the grave. Ozzy's legacy isn't just in the music, it's in the fire he lit in every rebel, dreamer and outcast. So who can carry that torch now? Can anyone match the Prince of Darkness's wild heart? Smash that like button if Ozzy inspired you, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more stories that rock the world. Let's keep Ozzy's spirit screaming loud.